Hi folks, welcome to the Prepared Homestead. This is Travis. Thank you all for stopping by to watch. Well, it is Independence Day. Take some time to remember, and if you have children, talk to them that today is not about Chinese fireworks that you spend too much on, Bud Light, cookouts. You shouldn't be drinking that stuff anyways. Ooh. Forget that it'll make you gay. It's disgusting. But you know what I mean. It's not about all that kind of stuff. It's about celebrating this nation's fight for independence. Talked about that yesterday. That's the official story, so we'll just do the American thing and celebrate that today. Can't expect everyone to feel that way, but you should celebrate it somehow because it may be the last that you have. Apologize for my voice. I'm dealing, I think, with an allergy flare-up, which is not normal for me, but anyways, did a bunch of mowing and weed trimming again yesterday, and I just kind of woke up all super congested and raspy voice and all that kind of stuff. I want to talk to you folks about some conspiracies that are said to happen over the next 24 to 48 hours. I want to be very, very clear that the things that I'm going to talk about, I have no proof of. They probably have a higher chance of not happening than actually happening. But because there's a lot of chatter about this stuff, or that some of it comes from pretty good sources, I think I should make a video about it and give you a warning, because it's quite possible that out of all of this, something might happen. We'll start with the most talked about, online at least, and that is the nuclear power plant over there in Ukraine, Zaporizhzhia, or whatever it's called. Ukraine has been just screaming from the rooftops that Russia is going to blow that nuclear power plant, that they're going to cause it to melt down. Now, number one, to be clear, if they did, it wouldn't be a nuclear-style bomb. It would be a meltdown and radiation and, explosions, but not nuclear. It wouldn't be like someone dropping a nuke, okay? It's not how it works with a nuclear power plant. I see a lot of people saying that. You can believe what you want, but it does look like there's a potential false flag being set up. The United States involved, talking about it. Of course, Zelensky, Ukraine. I've seen several videos from all the pro-Ukraine people warning that this is what Russia is going to do. I'm not sure that it makes much sense why Russia would do this. But it does sound a lot like another Nord Stream or the dam or something like that, where Russia gets blamed, but it's not actually them. If this does happen, it could very possibly rapidly expand the war. In fact, there's people in the United States, Lindsey Graham being the loudest one, that's wanting NATO to declare an Article 5. I don't know how that's supposed to happen since Ukraine isn't even a NATO state, but hey, and for NATO to directly get involved. That one has been told will happen over the next day or two. There's been some pretty decent, credible reporting indicating that something's going to happen in the next 24 to 48 hours. It may not. Nothing may happen. I get it. But there's a lot of talk, and I felt it was fair to report that to you in case you've missed it. Now the next one, some talk online about it. All this stuff going on in France, all the rioting and basically an insurrection is really what it is. Well, it's spread to other countries in Europe. Yeah, bugs all over the place. It's spread to other countries in Europe, And yesterday, the news was reporting that it had spread to Montreal, Canada. Now, the rumors online are that it's going to start happening here in the United States. That there's going to start being some violent protest pushback because of all this here in the United States, and that's all part of the plan. That's why, all this pushing and movement of illegals into the United States and other countries is to get them to do what's happening in France, to cause disruption, and to kind of spin off the fight for the New World Order, basically, one of the final stages of the Great Reset. Now, it may mean nothing, but we've already had and have been having for the last few days protests in America by refugees from Africa. It's just not been in the news a lot. Portland, Maine has several. I don't know why Portland, Maine, but Portland, Maine has quite a few refugees from different African countries. They've been having them live in a big expo center. Just cots, rows of cots laying everywhere. And they're telling them they have to be out by mid-August. And they've been protesting in the streets, albeit peacefully, at least the videos that I've seen. There's not been any violence. But they've been very upset at this. They have no place to go, they say. I'm going to play a little video clip of this so that you can see that I'm not blowing smoke up nowhere.
We need your involvement.
Frustration.
Je viens de fuir en Afrique la souffrance. Arrivé ici, je continue toujours la souffrance. Je veux la solution.
Ça ne marche pas bien ici. Ça ne marche pas bien.
And anger, because when you leave a country torn apart by war and you come to ours, you hear that there's no space for you.
I don't know how to explain. It's very bad.
Johnny Francisco is just 18 years old and moved here from the Democratic Republic of the Congo. He says he's staying at the Portland Expo with his sister and mother.
And here we are sleeping in bad conditions. They're giving us expired food.
Complaints of poor living conditions and no answers as to where they will go once mid-August hits, when the city and venue will no longer allow them to stay here. We are having a bad time. The people who work inside don't respect us. There is no food, nowhere to sleep, and we are having a bad time. Toto Capitan is from Angola. He speaks French and says the protest started as word spread the shelter was shutting down. They told us we had to leave this place on August 16th. And go where? There is no place else for us to sleep at.
We don't have solutions right now. We are working to try to find them.
City staff, Department of Health and Human Services Director Kristen Dow, and Mayor Kate Snyder say they listened to asylum seekers about their complaints.
It's taken us a while to get here with the situation that we have in the city and the state, so it's going to take us a little while.
All right, so you saw the video there. That's what's happening. So that's the third thing, or second thing. Sorry. See, my head's all stuffed up and can't even think straight. The third one I've not seen anywhere on the internet. I'm not aware of anyone else talking about this. I was contacted last night by a close friend that was contacted himself by a friend. So this is a friend of a friend. So it's third-hand information. This friend that spoke to my friend, he's a vet, and he currently works at a government intelligence agency. That part is true. My friend wouldn't lie about this. I know that that's true. What he's saying is that now he's not high level type stuff. He's lower level, but still within an intelligence agency. And the scuttle is that over July 4th and 5th, the ATF and the FBI plan on doing a lot of raids and knock and talks, things like that, when it comes to firearms. And this is in relation to all the shootings and stuff that's been happening lately. There's been a lot, sometimes several a day. And so they're going to, under the guise, and people are kind of not prepared for that. They're having fun with 4th of July. That's what's on their mind. And they're gonna use that as a distraction to go in and do a bunch of raids on people. Now, I did hear yesterday, this is totally unofficial, this was just some random people online talking about it, that they felt that Biden and his administration was on the verge of trying to do some type of executive action against firearms. I don't know how that would be, and of course we all know that would be unconstitutional, but it hasn't stopped him in the past from doing an unconstitutional executive action. But the talk is that they felt that Biden was on the verge of trying some kind of executive action against firearms because of all of the shootings that we've been seeing lately. And there's been a lot. Just in the last few days, there's been several. They're getting to be so common that they're not even being talked about in the news much. No one's really focusing on them. So that's kind of all the things that I've been hearing, and they're all related to July 4th, July 5th time period. So just wanted to let you know, all of it could be absolutely nothing. I'm not telling you to go crawl into your little hidey holes. I'm just telling you that these are things that I'm seeing and hearing, some of it from somewhat credible sources, and that we should be prepared. I mean, go ahead and live your life over the next couple of days, but I would be ready. If you're going to some kind of celebration today or to family, make sure you have your get home bug out bag with you. Make sure you're armed if you legally can be, and at the very least have something like that stored away so that you can get to it. Whatever you think you would need to get home would probably be recommended. Who knows what's going to happen? I know what some of you are going to say, probably nothing. And you're probably right. Nothing is probably the most obvious answer. But squirrels this morning, they're running all over the place out here. But that doesn't mean it won't happen. And like many other things that's happened in the past, where we get intel or rumors or whatever, yes, we should take it seriously, prepare ourselves, but not go overboard, because the reality is that the odds are that nothing will happen. But there's still a slim chance that something could. So get ready, prepare yourselves, take adequate precautions in your life, in your family's life, so that you're not caught off guard. Because at some point, one of these things or something else that's of that seriousness is most likely going to happen. So why not happen on Independence Day? You know, that's just so clichéic. It's like something right out of a movie. You know, let's cause some kind of massive terrorist attack or massive government lockdown, or, you know, the major precursor into a war, some kind of false flag right on Independence Day. Who knows? You need to be getting your house in order regardless. Enjoy today if you can. Enjoy it because it may be your last. Enjoy it because we're not as free as we once were, folks. You need to be preparing yourselves mentally, physically, and spiritually. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next video.